So we're about to go live. All right, all right, all right. We are live. Welcome to the WMMA Scene Report with your host, Chuck Stevenson, episode number 26, according to my paper here. So, we got a bunch to talk about tonight. We have a lot of fight reviews to go over. Not as much news, thankfully. And then we've got several events to talk about. And then I've got a couple of discussion topics tonight. So, should be interesting evening or next half hour, 40 minutes or so. So let's start off with fight results here. So Combate Americas had one fight in 115 pounds last weekend. Yasmin Harigi defeated McKenna Mitchell due to TKO due to doctor stoppage at the end of the second round. I just got done watching that fight, actually. McKenna Mitchell's face looked like hamburger meat. It was pretty beat up. So Harigi improved to 3-0. Mitchell fell to 0-2. That was Friday night. Also Friday night was Invicta FC 35, Bennett versus Rodriguez 2. Let's see, first fight at 115 pounds, Jenya Gooden defeated Valerie Wong via split decision. Next fight at 105 pounds, Loma Lookboonmee defeated, what was her name, Monique Adriani Azevedo via unanimous decision. That fight ended up winning fight of the night. A very good fight. I recommend everyone go and watch it. I'm still going to work on a review for that one. Next up at 105 pounds, Kelly D'Angelo, who missed weight by like several pounds, defeated Jillian DeCourcy via unanimous decision. It seemed like D'Angelo was the bigger, stronger fighter in that. I was in and out of sleep, though, so I can't remember. Next few fights, I was in and out, too, as well. Next up at 135 pounds, Chelsea Chandler defeated Brittany Victoria via TKO due to punches at 3 minutes 58 seconds of round 2. Up next at 145 pounds, Caitlin Young defeated Faith McMahon via TKO due to punches at 3 minutes 52 seconds of round 3. Lisa Spangler defeated Katarina Letter at 135 pounds via unanimous decision. And then Kanako Murata at 115 pounds had a successful U.S. debut, defeating Liana Perosian via submission due to rear naked choke at 2 minutes 10 seconds of round 1. Very fast fight. Perosian almost sort of had Murata's back at one point, but then Murata was able to reverse the situation and was able to take her back and just slap that rear naked choke on with the quickness. Up next at 105 pounds, co-main event, Viviane Pereira defeated Alicia Zapatella. This was Pereira's atomweight debut after fighting at 115. Basically just jabbed Zapatella to death, from what I can remember. And then finally, in the main event, Karina Rodriguez defeated Deanna Bennett via unanimous decision. I just did a review video on this. I just released it. The first time I uploaded it didn't work out so good, so I just uploaded it again. Please go check it out after this if you have time. Leon Calvo in the chat says opinions and predictions of Bellator 224, Ruben versus Bud, and Leslie Smith versus Sinead Kavanaugh. I haven't gotten that far ahead yet. They are on the schedule, though. So once I get there, I'll talk about them more. So that was it for Friday night. Saturday night, UFC 238. Had 5 ladies fights on. First up was at 125 pounds, Katlyn Chookagian defeated Joanne Calderwood via unanimous decision. I gave the first round to Calderwood and the second and third round to Chookagian. And I don't know what was up with Calderwood, showboating the last 30 seconds in an otherwise close round. I don't know if she thought she was that far ahead or what. That was just dumb. Next up at 115 pounds, Yan Xiaonan defeated Angela Hill via unanimous decision. Volume versus power punching. Volume won the day for Yan. I have a review video out. I released that last night. Get time, go ahead and check that out. Up next, Alexa Grasso defeated Karolina Kowalkiewicz via unanimous decision. This was the best Alexa Grasso's ever seen or ever been. We had the output and the energy of Invicta era Grasso with the refinement of a more experienced and older fighter. So Grasso's best performance so far. Unfortunately, it was also KK just looking terrible. I mean, she just did not look good. And that's not to take anything away from Grasso, but it's obvious Kowalkiewicz has lost a step. She, I don't know if she just can't take the punches anymore. It seems like they just slow her down in a way that they didn't used to. Next to last women's fight on the card, 115 pounds, Tatiana Suarez defeated Nina Ansaroff via unanimous decision. Definitely Suarez took the first 2 rounds easily. She definitely won them. She was a clear winner of the first 2 rounds, but Ansaroff was doing very good to hold off her ground and pound and her offensive grappling. And then Ansaroff took the 3rd round with her striking and takedown defense, which she stuffed 2 of Suarez's takedown attempts. And then finally, Valentina Shevchenko defeated Jessica Ai via KO due to head kick. 26 seconds of round 2 in the flyweight championship fight. That was nasty. That was nasty. I mean, the ref's face after the fight said it all. He's walking Valentina back towards her corner. He turned around and the camera got looking at him. He was just like, ugh. It was a nasty KO. So congrats to Valentina on her first successful title defense. And then Sunday morning, Deep Jewels 24. I couldn't watch it, and unfortunately, they haven't released a fight video yet. Typology's order's all screwed up, I think. But at 106 pounds, Hikaru Ono defeated Mikiko Hayama. No, actually, I don't even have the results. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can find them real quick here. It's been a while since I've been on MMA Rising. Okay, opening up the card, Aishimizu submitted Sayuri Yamaguchi in the 2nd round of their strawweight showdown. In 49-kilogram action, Otoha Nagao made a successful pro debut by defeating Sae Kokuo, who fell to 0-2. And that's a kickboxing. Let's see. Jet Izumi Noguchi defeated Ryoko Skywalker Miyata via unanimous decision at strawweight. Momoko Yamazaki picked up her first pro win, defeated Ai Takai at 44 kilograms. Looks like by unanimous decision. At atomweight, Hikaru Ono defeated Mikiko Hayama. Yeah, Mikiko Hayama was coming in at 0-5. That was obvious. Let's see. Mao took a majority decision victory over Nanaka Kawamura. And then, let's see. Tomomatsu. Let's see. Emi Tomomatsu defeated Mizuki Furuse. And then Rin Nakai defeated her opponent, Kyujai Prechumwong. So he didn't just list those. I had to kind of read those off the article there, unfortunately. So that was Deep Jewels 24. A lot of mismatches on that card, which is typical of Deep Jewels. And then Monday morning at Angels Fighting Championship in Korea, it was Angel AFC 12. Yulia Tuchkina defeated Myunbo Kim via technical submission, due to standing guillotine choke. So I did not get to watch this event. I haven't seen the whole fight yet, but I did see the finishing sequence. Sakina had, Kim in a nasty standing guillotine, and Kim went out. The referee stopped the fight, and he didn't get over there in time to catch her. Sakina just let go, and Kim just dropped to the ground like a corpse. It was, I hate watching that. Standing guillotines are nasty. So that was it for the results for this week. So let's move on to the news. First up, Wu Yanan, 10-2, has been set to face Luana Carolina, 6-1, for UFC Fight Night Shenzhen. That's 31 August. So that'll be in China. Now, these two were supposed to face each other at UFC 237 in Brazil. I think that was the event. Wu Yanan had to back out due to injury, and Carolina ended up facing Priscilla Cachoeira. So now this fight is back on, set for August in China. In Bellator news, Valerie Loredo, 1-0, will face Larkyn Dasch, 0-1, at Bellator 222. That's this Friday at Madison Square Garden. This was a late fight announcement, and this one is actually one of our discussion topics for tonight, due to Larkyn Dasch has a job working at Hooters, and she signed her contract in her Hooters uniform at work. And apparently, a lot of people are butthurt over it. Another news, amateur flyweight Claire Guthrie announced her signing a multi-fight contract with Invicta FC via her Instagram. Guthrie currently holds a 7-1 amateur record, so looking forward to her pro debut. Back to the UFC, Weili Zhang versus Jessica Andrade in a strawweight title bout has been almost finalized for the Fight Night event in Shenzhen, August 31st. Put a video out about the news about that last night, and it is a hot discussion topic that we'll be talking about a little more later. Also, these next two announcements just came out today, both for the same event, UFC 241 in Anaheim, California, August 17th. Two flyweight bout announcements. First up, Sabina Mazo, 6-1, will be taking on Shanna Dobson, 3-2. Dobson was a participant in the Ultimate Fighter when they did the flyweight season. Mazo is a former LFA champ, coming off her first professional loss in her UFC debut against Marina Moroz a couple months back. And then also in the flyweight division, Poliana Botelho, 8-2, will be taking on Marina Moroz, 9-3. So that should be a good fight. Botelho brings the violence on the feet, and Moroz fought totally different than her what we've been accustomed to seeing her fight at her last, when she took on Sabina Mazo. So looking forward to seeing if Moroz does the same against Botelho. So that's it for the news. Not a whole lot to talk about there. So upcoming fights. Friday night, there's a couple events. First up, CFFC 76. That's Cage Fury Fighting Championships. That's going to be airing on UFC Fight Pass. They're fighting in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Wish I had the day off. I'd go out and watch it. Two ladies' fights are scheduled. Let's see. We have Jamie Colleen, 4-3. She's a Tuesday Night Contender veteran and I believe a LFA veteran. Taking on Marcella Giantomasi, 2-2 at 115 pounds. Also at 125 pounds, Gabriella Golfin, who is 2-0, will be taking on Invicta veteran Erin Blanchfield, who is 3-1. So that should be looking forward to seeing Blanchfield fight again. Also Friday night is Bellator 222, their event at Madison Square Garden. And they have 3 ladies fights. First up was the previously mentioned Valerie Loretta, 1-0, taking on Larkyn Dasch, 0-1. That's at 125 pounds. At a 112-pound catchweight, Reina Kubota, more popularly known just by her stage name, Reina, will be 8-2. Will be taking on Lindsay Van Zant, who is 5-1. I guess I should be talking about my picks for these, huh? Bellator, I'm taking Loretta. And then in the Reina Kubota versus Van Zant, I'm going with Reina. So let me write these down here. At we won't go back to CFFC. But I'm taking Colleen and Blanchfield. And then finally, okay, back to Bellator. Sorry about that. Back to Bellator. The final women's fight will also be on the prelims. All the latest fights are on the prelims, but it'll be on DAZN. So there's really no difference because they just air the card all the way through. Final ladies fight of the night will be at 125 pounds. Heather the Heat Hardy coming in 2-1, and she'll be taking on Taylor Turner, who is 3-5. And I'm going to go with Hardy on this, just because I haven't watched any tape on Turner, and I don't think they're going to try to give Hardy a Christina Williams situation. So we'll go with Hardy on that one. Saturday, one championship. It's actually being headlined by a women's Muay Thai bout. But for MMA, we have Itsuki Harata from Japan, 3-0, taking on Angeli Sabanal, 1-1, out of the Philippines. We're going to go with Harata. Actually, let me see. What kind of opposition are they fighting? So Harata looks like a submission specialist. Sabanal has a win over Rika Ishige a year ago, and then 6 months ago, she lost a unanimous decision to Priscilla Gal. Yeah, we'll stick with Harata at one championship. And then at Road FC 54 on Saturday, technically both fights are happening on the Young Guns 43 event. We have Rowan Pilger, 2-0, coming in as a late replacement. A little over a month after her last fight, she's taking on the debutante Hajjam Park. We're going to go with Pilger there. I think even though she just fought, she's coming in with the experience now. Should be able to pull it off against Park. And then also the main event for the prelims, the Young Guns portion of the card, we have Jung-Eun Park taking on, oh, you got to be kidding me. This is supposed to be Yuri Shim, and now it's saying that fight was canceled. Hold on, let me bring up Road FC's page real quick here, because that's not on the news. They didn't mention that. Sorry, guys, I got to look this up here. This was a pretty big deal. It's not on our website that I can see. Sorry about this, guys. I want to make sure I have the lineup right for this. So I was really looking forward to this fight. Okay. Okay, so I can't, sorry about that. I can't seem to find it anywhere. So we'll go with Tapology. It's Jung-Hoon Park, 4-6-1, taking on Eunhye Kim, coming in, making a debut. If that's the fight, we're going with Park. However, if this is not the case, and it is still Park versus Yuri Shim, we're going with Shim. I already picked her in my preview video. So let's see what else we got going on this weekend. And then, okay, all the way Tuesday. So it's a somewhat small weekend for it. But Tuesday, Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. At 115 pounds, we have Callie Robbins, 6-2, taking on Handa Goldie, 4-0. Let's see. Looking at Robbins, she's coming off a win over Celine Haga, split decision. Taking a loss to Hannah Cyphers and then Pro Gonzalez before that. Whereas Goldie is on a 4-fight win streak. The last 3 of those being decisions. Oh, she has a win over, well, that was a while ago. I'm going to go with Callie Robbins based on the experience. Okay, so that's the upcoming fights for this weekend, going all the way to Tuesday. Next up, I want to do something I haven't done in a while. It's what I like to call a little welcome to the scene. It's where I welcome some of the latest subscribers to the channel. So Dan Chang, Tiger Man 57, and Blue Star Seed 1. Welcome to the WMMA scene. Glad to have you guys. That's it for that little segment there. And then finally, got a couple discussion topics. So first up, I want to talk about Valerie Loretta taking on Larkyn Dasch at Bellator this weekend. So, you know, they put out on social media Larkyn Dasch's signing, her contract to fight Loretta, and people freaked out because she did it at her job in her uniform. Now, why are people freaking out about that? Because she works at Hooters. And if you're not familiar with Hooters, it's like a bar. It's a chain of bars and grub places where the girls wear, you know, tight outfits, these short orange short shorts with shirts that are low cut. I mean, I think most people are familiar with Hooters at least. And it's like, it has everybody in an uproar, like so much butthurt over this online, whether it's Twitter, web forums. I haven't really seen much about it on Instagram or Facebook, but man, it just has so many people butthurt over this. Like I saw one, I'm going to see if I can bring up the forum post here. I won't say what forum it's on, and I won't call out the thread starter. Real quick here. Let me see. So first off, the thread was titled Bellator signs a Hooters waitress to fight at MSG. And then I'll see if I can find the other post here. Something about, you know, how are they bringing in someone to fight at the same place as talking about Ali and all of them. No, that's not it. A lot of butthurt, though. I mean, I'm just going down this same thread, reading it, and it's like so much butthurt. Someone said they wanted to make a joke about Andrew Ruiz, but couldn't do it. That's funny. If you're not familiar, Andrew Ruiz just defeated Anthony Joshua on like 8 weeks' notice for the Unified Heavyweight Championship. And Andy Ruiz is in talks now with Snickers because Andy Ruiz is a fat guy. Anyway, someone posted, I can't find it, but someone posted like, leave it to Bellator to sign a Hooters girl to fight in the same venue that like Ali and so many other great fighters have fought in. And then someone else responded, MSG is just a venue. Lots of mediocre fighters fought on undercards there. And you know what? I agree. Okay. Like I said, Andrew Ruiz just beat Anthony Joshua there on DAZN last Saturday or the Saturday. No, it was a couple weeks ago now. But how many people can actually name the prelim fighters on that event? I can't. I only watched the 3 main card fights, which was Callum Smith versus somebody, Katie Taylor versus Delphine Pursoon, and then Joshua versus Ruiz Jr. Anyway, the big thing I want to get is, why is everyone making a big deal because she works at freaking Hooters? Big deal. She has a day job, okay? Name me a fighter outside the UFC or is outside of a big contract that can afford to fight and train full time. There really aren't that many, okay? Especially for the women, a lot of them aren't making as much as the men. Jinyu Fry still has a job, I believe. I think she actually went back to her job. And she's the Invicta FC Atomweight champ. She's like the only consistent champ there right now. Limley McFarland doesn't have a job. Joanna Jędrzejczyk went until I think her 2nd or 3rd title defense in the UFC before she quit working for her family's business because she wasn't sure she would make it. Thank you, Mark Zima. I was getting to that. But, yeah, Donald Cerrone recruited Michelle Watterson when she was working at Hooters. Okay, so yes, Michelle Watterson started out working at Hooters. She worked as a ring card girl at one of Cerrone's fights, and she said she wanted to try that. And Cerrone overheard her, went to the place she worked at, the Hooters, and gave her his business card, I guess he had. And that's how she got started training MMA. And I really doubt that she quit Hooters right away because she's probably making good money there. Okay, so all I'm saying is for anybody making a big deal about her working at Hooters, get over it. It's just a job, okay? Most fighters still have to work a job because this sport doesn't pay good. It's a shame to say it, but it's true. So, yeah, fighters are going to keep their day jobs. And you know what? She'll probably make more in a month working at Hooters than she'll make fighting Valerie Loretta in Bellator at MSG. Okay? Listen, you take away the fact that she works at Hooters, and this is a 1-0 fighter taking on a fighter who is 0-1. This is perfectly fine matchmaking, okay? People are only making a big deal because they like to crap on they like to crap on Bellator, okay? 2, they want to crap on Valerie Loretta because she's being hyped by Bellator. And 3, probably because it's Hooters itself. Whatever. It's perfectly fine matchmaking. Just enjoy the fight. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. So next up, I want to talk about, the not quite yet finalized, I don't believe, but verbally agreed upon to strawweight title fight in the UFC August 31st in Shenzhen, China. Weili Zhang taking on Jessica Andrade. So a lot of people are mad about this, saying, oh, she passed up Suarez, and there's a lot of things people are saying about this fight. So let me bring up the profile typology page for this fight first here real quick. Should have already had it up. So you have Andrade, who is 20-6, taking on Zhang, who is 19-1. The rankings here. Go down to each of them and explain why they're probably not fighting. Not likely to be fighting. So you go to the rankings, UFC.com, go up to the rankings, go down to the bottom of the list, go down to strawweight. So let's see. Number 1, Rose Namajunas. She just got knocked out, guys. She just got knocked out. And she's now saying that she wants time to heal her neck up because she got slammed on her neck. And she, was saying she battled spinal stenosis last year. Number 2, Tatiana Suarez. Apparently, she has an injured neck. And she's not even sour about it. Even congratulated Zhang on getting the title shot. So Suarez isn't angry. She said she wants the time to heal her neck. Number 3, Nina Ansaroff, coming off a loss. Number 4, Yana Jędrzejczyk, coming off a loss. Now, granted, that was in a higher weight division. Her last fight was before that in strawweight was sometime last year against Tisha Torres. But before that was back-to-back losses against the former champ Rose Namajunas, which means that in her last 3 fights in the division, Jędrzejczyk is 1 and 2. And those 2 were both title fights. Also, Jędrzejczyk straight up admitted to Polish media that she was offered the fight against Zhang in China and she turned it down. So I don't blame the UFC for passing her up then if she's turning down fights. Next up, Claudia Gadelha, number 5. She's booked already. She's fighting Randa Marcos. So that leaves Zhang at number 6. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Michelle Waterson deserved it more. Well, Michelle Waterson's down at number 7. Meanwhile, she has a 3-fight win streak, all of them within top 10. However, she has a loss, and her last loss was to Tisha Torres, who Zhang beat. So Zhang actually, technically, if you want to go by wins and losses and who faced who, Zhang has a better claim than Waterson. And she's ranked 1 spot higher, going by the UFC's crappy rankings. And they are garbage, by the way. So, yeah, based on those metrics alone, I don't have a problem with this matchup. Plus, it's going to be exciting. And I think one of the things that people are overlooking, really overlooking here, is that we have a champion who just fought in May and wants to return in 3.5 months. May, June, July, August. Yeah, like 3.5 months and wants to fight in a foreign country. Like she wants to go overseas to fight in the challengers thing. Hey, it was commendable for Rose to do it in Brazil. Andrade wants to do it in a lot less time than it took Rose to return. So Andrade wants to do it, and she wants to go all the way overseas, not just, pass down the equator. She wants to go to the other side of the world. And she said, I'm fine with that. That's great, okay? This is good. This is good. We have an active champion who wants to defend and isn't afraid to travel to do it, okay? And she's taking on someone who is ranked sufficiently high enough, given all the other ranked fighter situations. She's ranked sufficiently high enough. And, hey, a lot of people have turned down fights with Zhang. Especially, most notably, Jędrzejczyk, who straight up admitted it. So we have a fighter who's been looking for a fight, and she's taking on the champion who is not afraid to face anybody at anywhere at any time, it seems like. This is great. This is what I love about this sport, is when fighters want to go out there and they want to test themselves. They want to fight the best. And Zhang is a damn good fighter. She's on a 19-fight win streak. 3 of those within the UFC. One of those was a top 5 fighter at the time. Maybe number 6. I forget. I think Zhang was 5 at the time. Or Torres was 5 when Zhang faced her. So I don't have a problem with this matchup at all. Am I a fan of Zhang? Yeah, I am. I'll admit it. There's a little bit of bias there. But looking at what's going on within the division, within the rankings, I can logically say that I can use logic to say, yeah, I'm fine with this matchup. It's a good fight. It's a good fight on paper. It's a good fight stylistically for both. I think this is going to be great. You got 2 fighters who like to come forward and strike. Neither of whom are afraid to grapple. They're both well-rounded enough. This is going to be a great fight. I'm not disappointed by this at all. I think the only thing I'm going to be disappointed by with it is that it's going to be on early in the freaking morning on a Saturday. But I'm used to that anyway. I watch Road FC. I watch One FC or One Championship, excuse me. So I watch a lot of overseas fights early in the morning anyway. So I can't even get that mad about it. No, I'm the opposite of mad. I'm excited for it. All right, so that's everything I want to talk about tonight, guys. Thank you to the two guys in the chat that came in. Thanks for watching. That's it for tonight. Let me know what you think about it. If you're watching the replay, in the comments down below. The likes are always appreciated. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Scene now, the fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. And we'll see you back at this same time, same place next week for episode number 27 for a little more of the same. And I'll try to come up with some new discussion topics as well. Have a good night, guys.